Hi guys, today we're going to mix up some buttercream icing, but make the mistakes so you don't have to. We're going to make a very simple American buttercream icing. That's just going to be a little bit of butter, some icing sugar, some people call it powdered sugar, and a little bit of liquid just to loosen it all up. The first thing you want to start with when you're making buttercream icing is warm butter. What you don't want to start with is cold butter, and we're going to show you why. I've got a stand mixer here. You can use a bowl with a wooden spoon as you kind of beat things together, or you could use an electric hand mixer, but I'm going to use a stand mixer here. Great piece of kit if you can get one. I've got a paddle attachment, so we're actually going to use this to kind of beat all of this stuff together to make the buttercream icing. So let's get that on. Now I've got some cold butter here. This is just 25 grams. I'm going to use a very simple recipe. You can actually see, it's cold. Look, I'm squeezing it. It's not really moving. It'll start to move in my fingers, but it's it's still, you can see it's cold. It's still quite lumpy. And then I've got 50 grams of icing sugar. As I said, it's a very simple recipe. You'll see lots of different types, but I'm just using double the amount in weight of sugar to the butter. I'm just going to whack that in there. I'm just going to start mixing. Very low setting to start with. Okay, so you'll see that it does still mix together. And you see the colour. You see the colour's actually got quite a bit lighter, but it's very stiff. I don't know if you can see that there, it's very stiff. You could still loosen it up and it will work perfectly fine. I mean, it's not inedible. It's still edible, but you've certainly got your machine to do quite a lot of work there because it's actually heating up the butter as it's mixing it in with the sugar. And so it's still quite solid. But as I said, you can just put a little bit of water, hot boiling water in, or some milk or something, and it's still a credible icing, but it's very hard and thick. You can see that, very hard and thick. So what we'll actually do is put a little bit in this bowl here, so you can see it. So this is made with cold butter. So we'll just smooth it there like that. So it's still quite thick, but you can almost keep the thing in there. I mean, it drops, but still quite a lot of weight to it. It's actually very buttery. Okay, so this time we're going to use some softened butter. So I've actually got double the amount here because we're going to use half of it to illustrate something else to you. So you see this is really soft. Look at that. I mean, it's got my imprint, thumb imprint already just by touching it. If I squeeze it, it's just melting in my fingers. Nice and oily. So we'll get all of that in here. And it's going to mix super quick. You'll see it now. I know you've paid for the machine, but if you can give your butter a little bit of time to make it easy for the machine, why not? It also lead to a nicer finish as well. All of that is in there. Now I've got 50 grams of butter in there, so 100 grams of icing sugar. Again, the paddle attachment. And we're going to get mixing again. We'll start very slow and just gradually build it up. Just stop there for a moment just to show you that You can see that in the bowl. It actually almost looks like, quite large breadcrumbs. It's got quite a breadcrumby texture. Whereas last time, the cold butter, it was just some big fat clumps of butter. So it's already starting to kind of split up and be quite even in terms of its distribution. So it's probably only been about a minute or so, whereas with the cold butter, we'll probably let it go for about 4 or 5 minutes. As you'll see, look, it's quite soft, quite pliable. I'm going to take half of this out and we'll just put it into the plate so you can see the difference between this with the warm butter and that with the cold butter. Then we're going to add some liquid in and show you what that looks like. Okay, so I've just taken a little bit out. So you'll see actually it is quite smooth, quite pliable. Actually looks quite nice. And if we spread it, it's got quite a nice spread to it. Yeah, I mean it looks not bad. Got some warm milk here. You could use boiling water, a little bit of boiling water. You could use some heavy cream, double cream, and add some nice kind of richness to it. I'm just going to add, for this amount, I'll probably just add in a teaspoon, just to show you what it looks like when it kind of loosens up a little bit. Okay, so I've put the milk in, I've mixed it around, maybe 30 seconds, maybe a minute, and not very long at all. And you'll see, it looks so smooth and silky. You'll want to lick that right from the bowl. Look at that. Easy to work with, very, very pliable. Almost like a whipped double cream. Where you've just whipped it to perfection. Take this out. Put it on here. It feels so light, almost like a soft, delicious, sweet cloud. Just smooth it out there. Okay, so there we go. So this was with the hard, cold butter. So you see it's still very stiff. Look at that. I mean, it's still, if anyone wants some sugar and butter and indulge in it, probably still tastes very nice. It is very nice, but quite thick. Then we've got this with the warm butter. So it holds its shape very nicely, actually, but more pliable than the last one, but still, quite stiff. Again, tastes very nice. We've got this with the warm butter, a little bit of liquid to loosen it all up. Look how soft that is. You can really work that really nice, get nice smooth finishes on cupcakes, on bigger cakes, any kind of shapes you want to do, any different types of piping you want to do. Look how soft that is.